All right, let's start with some exclusive breaking inputs that are just coming in what appears to be yet another blow to Pakistan. The Iranian officials have forcibly removed anti-India banners from the Pakistani consulate in the Iranian city of Mashhad. Now, the incident took place on the 15th of August. Now, remember, Pakistan had observed the so-called Kashmir Solidarity Day on the 15th of August to protest against the abrogation of Article 370. Now, the banners were removed in the middle of the night from the walls of the Pakistani consulate in the city of Mashhad. Now, Tehran has termed the action as undiplomatic, and it has warned Islamabad to refrain from spreading its propaganda from a third country. Now, Pakistan has, of course, remained defiant in its stance, saying that the country was within its rights to display the messages, and Pakistan's deputy envoy in Iran has taken up the matter with the Iranian Foreign Ministry via a note verbale. Now, Iran has also added that while Pakistan is a brotherly country, India is definitely not an enemy either. The anti-India protests have been on the rise in Iran as Pakistani missions continue to organize them without any permission. Now, the Pakistani mission and diaspora have been constantly organizing protests since the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. And this, of course, comes after the massive vandalization of the Indian High Commission in London by the Pakistani diaspora and the Khalistani supporters. The global protests have also happened outside of Indian missions in Washington, in South Korea, and also in Germany by Pakistani-affiliated groups. As Pakistan receives another setback, the question that, of course, remains is, when will Pakistan stop its petty bid to garner support against India? And my colleague Siddhant Sibil, of course, joins us with more information on this. Good morning to you, Siddhant. What more information do we have in terms of these anti-India messages that have been posted in the Pakistani consulate in Mashhad that have now been removed by the Iranian officials?
Well, Mohammed, a strong rebuke by the officials in Tehran. For Pakistan, we know Pakistan has been trying to rake up Kashmir through its missions across the world. We have seen protests in Germany, in London, in Washington, in South Korea. And now Pakistan was trying to use its consulate in the northeastern city of Mashhad and had put banners there which were forcibly removed in the dead of night by the officials in the city. And of course, Pakistan had taken up the issue with the foreign ministry officials in Tehran, but they had clearly told that they cannot allow a territory, a consulate, a mission to be used against a third country. In fact, the Iranian officials asked that if what will be the reaction of the Pakistani foreign ministry if the Iranian mission in Islamabad uses or puts up banners against Saudi Arabia or any other country on its mission. So that was the answer by Iran. But I can tell you that in Delhi also the matter was taken up of the increased protests by backed by Pakistan in Iran. In fact, the Indian authorities had told the Iranian envoy in Delhi about the protest and took up the matter very strongly, because remember, there have been a lot of protests in Iran backed by Pakistan, and these are protests whose permission has not been taken. And clearly the Iranian envoy had told his officials in Tehran, in the Iranian foreign ministry. But by and large, it shows that Pakistan is now trying to use the soils of third country when it comes to Kashmir, and all these countries are not taking it positively. We have seen what happened in London, the protests which happened in London, and that was strongly taken up by the Indian High Commissioner in London with the officials of the Foreign Office in UK. In fact, we saw over the weekend how the Indian community came up with a strong show of support, a show of solidarity, and made sure that the mission is cleaned, and we saw the visual as well. But clearly a strong message has now been sent in the region to Pakistan by Tehran that do not use your consulates or mission for anti-India protests, because these are undiplomatic way to lodge your protest.
Absolutely indeed, Siddhant. That of course is a big issue, and this is quite clearly a huge setback for Pakistan. Thank you very much indeed for joining us with the information in terms of this incident that has taken place at the Pakistani consulate in Mashhad, where the Iranian officials forcibly removed these anti-India posters that Pakistan had in fact set up there. Let's now shift our attention to the other big story that we are tracking on WION, where the 42nd session of the United Nations Human Rights Council starts today, and Pakistan wants to use it to rant about the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. But the question, of course, is what Pakistan does not want you to know is that a crucial meeting of the Financial Action Task Force's Asia-Pacific Group is reviewing the progress that has been made by Pakistan in combating terror and in stopping terror financing. Now, after back-to-back setbacks globally, Pakistan does not want to take any chances. It is sending its Federal Minister for Economic Affairs to the FATF meeting in Bangkok, which will focus on the progress made by Pakistan on its June 2018 commitment. Now, the meeting is a very significant one because after being grey-listed in June last year, the Pakistani government had made high-level commitments to address the deficiencies in its efforts to stop the financing of terrorism. Now, the Imran Khan government is extremely worried because 18 of the 27 action points are yet to be implemented by Islamabad. Now, Pakistan has failed on at least about 32 counts out of the 40 different parameters, and its actions will be observed for at least about a year now. Now, it will be trying to overshadow these facts by using the Jammu and Kashmir issue at the United Nations Human Rights Council meet. In fact, Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi will himself be present in Geneva to plan its selfish resolution on Jammu and Kashmir. And also, Ajay Bisaria, India's High Commissioner to Pakistan, is presently in Geneva for the meeting. The United Nations meeting in Geneva is as important as the FATF meeting in Bangkok because it comes just weeks after India had thwarted a joint China-Pakistan initiative to rake up the issue of Jammu and Kashmir in the United Nations Security Council. Russia, France, the United Kingdom and also the United States have backed India at these consultations.